My bad. Okay. Now I want to share a revelation from God through the spirit of revelation and wisdom. I'll read it out loud. The highest form of communicating with the supernatural realm is acknowledging it is only normal and acknowledging how other people sees you while you're communicating with the supernatural, and seeing what others can't see and hearing what others cannot hear. Now, what is this about? What is this about? The first part, the highest form. So what is the highest form mean? So highest, or I call rank. The good at. Being good at something. The highest form. Being really good at something. Right? Of communicating with supernatural, obviously. Communicating with invisible beings. Invisible beings. And getting knowledge from them. Well, that's not the only thing you do while communicating with spirits, but generally that's what I do. I just get wisdom. But okay, so the highest form of communicating with the supernatural, which is aka invisible spirits, invisible living beings, is acknowledging it is only normal. So what does that mean is you communicate with them so often, it has become a habit. It has become a part of your daily lives. Although you don't own them. Okay? Although you don't own them. And this is the next part. Acknowledging how others sees you while you're communicating with other spirits. Now, this is quite deep. Okay, so this part is quite deep. You can get another revelation from this sentence. Is that so? If you acknowledge how the visible others sees you while you are communicating with them, and you're also acknowledging that spirits are living beings, just like the visible others, why are you not treating them the same? Not because they're invisible. No, that's not an excuse to treat them differently. Because they are alive like the visible ones. They are alive. Just because somebody is disabled does not mean you treat them differently. Just because somebody is having a mental disease does not mean, well, maybe in some case you do treat them differently, but generally you treat livings with respect. And you treat them, so supposedly you're supposed to treat spirits with respect and however they want to be treated, because the Spirit of God does not take advantage of anything of you, and the Spirit of God and any Spirit of God, they just want to help and want to be friends with you. Generally, spirits of God. But here's how you verify the spirits. I'll put the verse up here. So if any spirit ask any spirit you want to communicate with, did Jesus Christ came into the flesh? If it says yes, then it is the Spirit of God. If it says no, or any other answer, that is not yes. That does not mean yes. Then that is the spirit of Antichrist. So that's how we discern spirits. Again, the verse is up here. So that's that. And the last part, and seeing with others what others cannot see, and hear what others cannot hear, at the same time knowing that these spirits are invisible and they're living like other living visible people. So people gonna call you schizophrenic no matter what if you start doing this. But in actuality, you are just okay. In actuality, you are just in the highest form of communicating with the spirits, because you treat them as visible. You treat them as visible. They're supposed to be treated that way because invisibility and visibility is just an attribute of living, of the living, of life. It's just an attribute. It's not something. It's not something. It's not an absolute. It's not an absolute measure that we should treat some spirit in a rude way, or just ignore them, just despise them, or just not believe it at all. That's straight up disrespectful. But of course, there's no element of force here. There's no element of me forcing you treating the spirit in a respectful way. But I gotta warn people about this. These beings can really mess your life up. These invisible beings can really mess your life up. They are the true warrior. They're the true influencer. They are the true. They're the real dangerous ones. No matter the spirits of God, they have virtue, but they have power as well. And the spirit of Antichrist, do not be afraid of them, but know that they are also living and they are dangerous. They carry an agenda, but they're not as dangerous as the spirit of God. But do not fear, but do fear God. So this is the wisdom of. This is a wisdom on how to. So what is this? Is a wisdom on what is the highest form of communicating with the supernatural looks like. You're gonna look crazy, and people gonna persecute you basically. So peace.